And like any like other, I was gonna say how crazy has the mod scene been? Because I haven't really followed that. Other than of course the one thing with the transonic or whatever.
Yeah, I honestly haven't checked since it came out. I just know like in the mod loader I use, there's a bunch of like pre-installed ones already, and those are for like the little fixes, like the homing attack thing I was mentioning the other day. So I
Oh,
just use
okay.
that, like turn that on, and some other like little bug fixes.
Oh, okay. So it's just like various like fan fixes, like, oh, this is what we wish this game
Yeah, and I'm sure there's gonna be
did
a
or
lot
didn't
more of
do.
that stuff too.
Yeah.
It'll be like Troon Sonic and like super pansexual Sonic,
Well, yeah, but I
whatever the
know that
hell that
one.
would look like.
Well, I know that there's that one guy who's like, wouldn't it be cool if they put like one of the Powerpuff Girls as a chip there?
Yeah, I asked this that twice. It's like, I mean, yeah, that would make sense. I
I mean,
don't
it
know
would
why
only
would
make
it make that
sense.
happen.
It'd only make sense if he did like switch around, and he's supposed to be like accompanying you, right? He doesn't like do. You think that they would give him like a purpose when you're fighting, like kind of turn him kind of like into the Weiss or the droid thing
Yeah,
from near Automata, like you could shoot stuff or do
yeah,
different whatever.
and I feel like they definitely took influence from that in this game too. But they didn't go all the way with that like they did with the friggin' God of War crap.
Oh, you mean like you're talking about the original Nier?
Yeah, like I'm sure they took it because it was around the same time it came out, right?
I think
Oh wait,
I don't know if I'd say that I've seen like the combat in the original version, and it's a lot slower, if that makes sense. Like
yeah,
like
no,
it
no,
wait.
I mean I just mean like they took like with some of the like location designs and and then chip following you and all that stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't mean I mean like they took more influence from God of War with the combat when they could have like taken more influence from Nier with the having Chip actually do something instead of just follow you and not do anything.
Let's say when did Nier come out? Because I don't think this is like a 2008 game, right? I think Nier was like
Yeah,
at least
I think
like
this is like late
'09.
'08. Oh, okay, yeah, then I guess.
I think let me see, 2010. Yeah, 2010 was when the original Nier came out on PS3.
Oh wow, okay, so that was 2 years away.
Yeah.
Because like the first area you're in, it looks a lot like Waterfront, kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah, and
Or
Seafront or
Seafront.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did like the first two like endings, and then I found out, oh wait, you need to have like all the weapons, and um, you haven't played you haven't gotten to a certain point where he ages up, right?
You mean after the time skip?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I already rescued Kaine. That's the last thing I did. I was playing it.
Oh, here's a question: did you make sure to get all the weapons?
No, I did not. But I'm hoping that they change that in Replicant.
Well, they don't actually change that in Replicant, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
At least as far as I checked, because I played that game when it was brand new.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's kind of a thing. Until you Automata, it's like, if you want to get the true ending, you got to get every weapon, even though the ending of like Drakengard is well, I won't say what it is, but it's kind of not necessary to have all those weapons.
Oh, okay.
Even though I mean, it's not a game I would recommend anyone play, just because
Yeah.
I think there's better I think there's like plenty better hack and slash games to play. I mean, you're
Yeah.
kind of just playing it for the story, and at that point, it's like just look up like a bunch of cutscenes on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I guess you could do that. You could say that for any game, but still,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like if someone was to watch a Final Fantasy IX movie, they're not going to have like all the side quests and uh, like NPC dialogues or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do like the dialogue and stuff in Drakengard 3. I just wish there was a better way to play it other than the PS3.
well, you mean like Well, there's emulator, but yeah, I know you said that even with your
Yeah, it
computer, it's
doesn't
like
run so well on my PC.
I was gonna say like your CPU is like an Intel something, right?
Yeah, it's a 6th gen i5.
Hmm. Yeah, that might. It might.
I mean,
That might not. That
I
might not
have a
be good
Ryzen
enough.
5 on the mini PC, but that doesn't really have a GPU, so
You might. You might. I'll put an emphasis
or a
on.
Ryzen 7, I mean.
Oh, okay. You might be fine if you were to run it on there. Um,
Oh, really?
I put a big emphasis on might because RPCS free.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what Ryzen chip it is and like what the GPU on it, you might not be able to like upscale it.
Yeah.
It would still like run way better.
I mean, I don't care about upscaling. The highest I'd run it is like 1080p.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't mind doing that. I mean, I think I shared with you like some screenshots of like Tag 2 on PS3, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this looks almost as good as Tekken 7 when you upscale it and you get rid of all the stupid jaggies.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the thing about like I remember firing up Mortal Kombat 9 on a flat screen on PS3 or 360 once.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I should not have had two deep dish pieces in a row. But yeah, I remember I fired that up and I fired up the PC version. I was like, it looks like a lot cleaner, and that's because the console versions have all these alias thing going on.
Yeah.
Not even anti-aliasing. Just because that's how they're trying to get the game to run smoothly. For like whatever tournament. I think I heard something like one of the first tournaments, or like one of the big tournaments for MK9 back in the day, required you to use. They didn't let you use like any stick or any controller. You had to use this one specific stick.
What the hell?
Yeah, I know, and I don't know. Have you ever seen a Mortal Kombat arcade cabinet?
Like the original ones.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like the originals. Have you ever seen the button layout?
I'm trying to remember.
Because it's not your typical button layout like Street Fighter, SNK, or anything.
Oh, it's not the 6 button.
It's 5 buttons because it's the low.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then but it's like they have it laid out in a square, and in the middle is like block. I know it's weird. Maybe I can get you a picture of it to get just a picture's worth 1,000 words, right?
Yeah.
Not bad. Stick layout or arcade button layout. Sure, they have like several scans online. Okay, this is like a blueprint. Alright, there it is. Okay, can I open that, please? Alright, I'm gonna send this to you in the chat,
Okay. Let's see if I get a notification.
Yeah. I don't know if you can pull it up on stream or anything, easily.
Not really.
Oh. But yeah, it's like, you look at that and you're like, what in the world?
Yeah.
I remember I played at a certain convention. They had multi-blood on one of the cabinets, and it used the Mortal Kombat layout stick.
Oh wow!
And I just played it, just because why not? And I was like, I got used to the controls, but I was like, man, this is not how I would usually play this, or the character I would usually play. The few times I played multi-blood. I remember I showed that game to my brother, and we played it for a bit, and he's like, his reaction to the roster is like, why are all the ladies why is it mostly women? And I'm like, do I tell him, about, the source material of multi-blood?
I mean, what was his reaction to just the title itself?
I think his reaction was like, "Is this like he was like confused. He thought it was like it sounded like Super Meat Boy or
Oh,
something." Or I think it was just like Meat Boy because he saw like the indie game like what is that fucking documentary from like 2010 that had like
oh
Phil
yeah,
Fish and like some of
yeah,
the guys who made Meat Boy and whatever else was
yeah,
like one of those like classic like what the hell? I thought you like fell in the water or something.
yeah. I thought that was gonna happen too, but they actually let you run across the water in this one
Oh, okay.
if you're boosting.
Otherwise, he drowned to death, I imagine,
Yeah, yeah.
upon instant contact. You know,
Oh, finally unlocked the stomp. Jeez, you just have this by default in Generations.
stomping shoes. Do they protect you against spikes? I hope.
Nope, they're just a stomp to
I was
cancel
thinking
your
of the
jump.
one, thinking of the one armor from Mega Man X5 I've seen. I guess X gets like it was one of the free armor types in that game. He has like this one that lets him like you can just you know say give the finger to the to spikes, you know.
Oh,
Only you could clear that distance.
yeah. Alright, I was gonna go on the stage.
I was gonna say it seems like this level doesn't let you like build up speed at all.
Yeah, there's not. This is pretty small for compared to the other hub worlds. Why can I not enter the stage?
Funnily enough, it actually snowed like overnight.
Really?
Yeah, it
You
wasn't
didn't.
like
You didn't have to worry about like those tornadoes or anything, did you?
no, there was it was that one storm from like a few days ago. It was just like severe
Yeah.
thunderstorm and that
Oh,
was
okay.
like some high winds. I saw something about that too. I was like, okay, I didn't. Guess I'm glad it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Oh, there was like 3 different states that got hit by it.
He must be pissed. He's the wind god in Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
First showed up in Apologies. He had this like you fight him, and
yeah.
essentially if you try to fight him normally, he always will kill you. But at the end of the fight, you have to like run to like the edge of the stage on this like grab this ledge. But you
Yeah.
do it by pushing down. It like doesn't like do it automatically.
Oh,
Otherwise, he just grab eventually like sucks you in and you know just crush you and you die from falling to the you know impact against the ground.
yeah. Jeez.
In a game that's already kind of awkward to play because the jump button is up
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah.
because it's literally using the literal Mortal Kombat controls. And if you want to turn around, you have to literally push the turn button. I say this is okay. Clip in there. This is one of the better looking. I don't know. There's something about like ice and how shiny it tends to be rendered in 3D games that I always think always like looks exotic. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whenever they're on camera, they won't let you attack them.
Yeah. Sonic's not fast enough to get to them.
Yes, the literal blur is like specialty, and he's not fast.
Yeah, Eggman should use those more often.
If only Link was this fast or something, you know.
Okay.
Although you know, I think at least like the N64 like you know Mario levels, it would be like at least. I think that would at least be a little bit faster than like playing through the
Why did I jump?
whole entirety of Ocarina of Time. Not that
Sorry,
I know
what
what.
was
I was gonna say like, I think at least like the Mario 64 levels would go a lot faster than playing actually like you know Ocarina of Time itself.
that? Yeah. Well, depends on like how vertical the stage is, I would think. Because then
Yeah.
it might take a really long time.
Oh, that's the jump you were talking about.
Yeah.
I saw the. I just realized I my brain started Akashi doing the turbo tunnel theme. Can you imagine if it was going that fast?
I mean,
yeah.
In Sonic Rush on the DS. Okay, but I didn't die. Okay. In Sonic Rush, there's a lot of like moments like that where it's like way faster than this, and you have like half a second to react.
Did I hear if you the one AGDQ video where the guy beat Turbo Tunnel blindfolded?
No, I did not see that.
I gotta share that because that was wild.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming if those crush you, it's instant death.
Probably.
That was what makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I just got hit by the edge of one. I just took some damage. So. But on this water here, if you get hit once, you'll stop and then drown.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
The movable force hits a movable object. Or was it? Or however the phrase
Unstoppable
goes.
force.
Oh yeah, unstoppable force.
Yeah.
It just happens to Sonic and he just like gets gibbed like he just got shot at by a rocket and like under an earthquake.
Yeah.
See, the whale fetish is so different in this game. Just think if it was like echoing dolphin or something.
Yeah. I wonder, like, if Sega were to make a new one of those, like, would they go all in on, like, the fucked up shit, or would they actually just, like, try and make, like, a safe, like, family-friendly kind of game?
For a second, I thought you were gonna fall because that jump seemed like if you don't do this right, get your, to the pits with you.
Yeah, I thought I was dead there too. So
I'd rather they, I'd rather they, not compromise it, But I mean,
just like kill me.
What now?
You mean just like kill me if I don't make it?
Well, no. I was referring to Echo. I know.
Oh, right.
About like I was gonna say if they were to make one of those nowadays, they probably would have to tutorialize everything, just because how the game is.
I mean, like that new Crazy Taxi is gonna be like a live service, whatever. So like, I imagine if they ever brought back Echo, it would be something not that interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think I heard that the guy who made Echo, he tried to make do a Kickstarter sequel to it,
Yeah.
And not Echo the Dolphin, but I don't think it sold. I don't think it got enough interest. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a niche game that's already kind of like. I mean, a lot of Sega stuff is niche, but even for like Sega, that's like that game is not like It's not like Streets of Rage or even like Shinobi, which even then that game can be a bit
And like I'd say it's probably more well known than like your average niche JRPG or something, but at the same time, like no one's ever like begging Sega for a new one either. Like the hardcore like Sega YouTubers and stuff, you never hear them.
Yeah, like you have more people. You have more people excited for Shenmue 4, and I'm like thinking, I mean, I would like it, but I'm gonna be realistic and say, even if they did make a new one, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna finish the story. Which is I think what a lot of people want.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have a Miura situation with Yu Suzuki.
Oh yeah, the Zerk creator.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, just make like a visual novel or something where it's like it gives you the choices of what to do, and they just like play it out like in a basic way.
Yeah.
When a fight happens, it turns into a fighting game. Like a not like actually Virtua Fighter and not whatever the hell.
Yeah. Or like try to get like the funding to do like an anime or something. If you could
Well, I
raise
mean,
like $3 million on Kickstarter,
they did do the one anime, but I think it was just adapting the first game, right?
was it like a full-on anime or was it like a OVA?
No, it was like a thing on Netflix.
Oh, really? Okay. I haven't paid attention to like Netflix stuff in years.
Well, the only reason I even know about this is because I was just refreshing GBA template work or something.
Yeah.
See what the headlines are, because sometimes they have an interesting headline,
Yeah.
And I think this was like 2 years ago, but the impression I got was like, is at least the first game, maybe it adapts up to the second one or something, which even then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the second one doesn't exactly end on like a climactic ending either. It kind of ends
Yeah.
like it ends after like a big. How do I put this? It ends on like an arc, and then it's like, then it's like, oh, it's the third one now, and it's like, okay, Then you wait like 20 years later, and it's like basically a filler episode.
Yeah.
One where you get to fight Landy, but you can't KO him yet. It's basically an unwinnable fight.
Oh. Oh. Let's see.
Yeah. One of those kinds where it's like, and then like it ends on like Ryo is like, I will have my revenge, and then it literally the text goes on it's like the adventure and so the adventure continues.
Of course.
It's like all that money, all that hype,
Yeah.
Can you not do like the light speed like ringamajig dash?
I guess I have to unlock it. In the Wii version, you have it from the beginning, but in this one, you gotta freaking unlock everything.
Is it like a wall jump sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm guessing I have to unlock the wall jump too, which also was available in the Wii version from the beginning.
Samus being like, I'm faster than you, and I don't need to earn that.
Okay, I thought if I switched it to nighttime, the water would freeze, but I guess not.
Can you imagine a Metroid RPG where, it just turns, you have to like level up all the time.
I've thought about stuff like that before, and like I don't know how I would feel about that.
Like the only way I could see it working is maybe if it's like Deus Ex or something where you like Samus like gets points and she like uses it to enhance her suit or something.
Yeah.
That would only work for like power-ups in my opinion. And I'm not sure Samus needs to like have a system like that when if certain power-ups she already becomes overpowered as it is.
Yeah.
Oh wow, these ice physics look fun.
Yeah. Definitely want to do that as Werehog.
Oh man, I can already. Oh boy, I can already imagine trying to, tightrope that.
Yeah, I imagine whatever's in the actual level is going to be very devious.
I know people make jokes about Waluigi and Wah, but
Yeah.
Seems pretty normal though. When seeing what you walking right now.
Yeah, this is me going as slow as I can. I've always seen people like defend this and be like, no, this is the better version. But like, so far everything I've played, it's like I think I'll take the Wii version over this.
Is that like a common thing that people defend the HD version, or is it more common that they're like Wii version stand?
Especially lately, or I'd say like within the past few years, I've seen more people defend this version a lot more. Whereas like when the game first came out, people were like, hey, the Wii version doesn't have that problem, and it actually runs at a smooth frame rate.
Do you think some of that might have been because like more people had a Wii and everything, and
I don't actually know like how they sold narratively to each other, because I
mean the Wii,
at least this was on like 2 consoles and the although I think the Wii version actually was also on the PS2, but it also just looked kind of shitty.
Well, yeah, because the PS2, I mean, people might not remember this, but like the PS2 is technically the weakest like system of the free and the 6th gen, but it sold the best. So, you know, if you had, you know, even if they didn't want to make consoles for it, they had to do it, you know, or make games for it, not consoles. What am I saying? I for a second, I would have been funny if you ran that and they like crushed him. He's like, oh. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised if that like kills me if I was like a second late on that.
Oh, I see.
I'm guessing it doesn't want me to do a night stage yet, so.
Yeah, I would say that's the pace of like you moving around and getting stuff. Granted, it's not as like tutorial heavy as it, but it kind of reminds me of Okami a bit.
Oh, really?
Let me put it like that. The game is like it's like Zelda, in like terms of, like how it has like tutorials and stuff.
Yeah.
But
if anything from this is reminding you of Okami, that makes me not want to play Okami.
Well, the thing is that it's a slow game. It starts off very slow. There's like a lot of tutorial. Like you know, I talk about Ocarina of Time. You know, like, well, you have to like, you know, if you get a bomb, it's like you can put it to your left, right, or down. You know, C button. Well, this is like you have to do a thing, and if you're not paying attention or something, because you know maybe you're looking at a phone or whatever, and you forget to do it, then you have to sit there and do the whole cutscene again.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like quick time events. Like quick time events, you have to draw.
Oh, okay.
And I think that game is definitely a Wii/PS Move game.
Yeah.
You know,
which,
I've
heard people say you definitely want to like play that on the Wii instead.
Which I mean, you're like, oh, the PlayStation Move that exists. You know.
Yeah, I really gotta charge up those controllers. I hope the batteries haven't like permanently died.
Dude, like every single one of the controllers, like the ones with like the fucking analog stick on them, it was like it was a fucking nightmare trying to get 2 of them. And unfortunately, because I had like another fat PS3 that wasn't it wasn't like one of the actually backwards compatible ones. It was like using emulation or something. Because of that, I ended up like selling, because I was trying to just get rid of it, and I ended up basically paying. I didn't really make anything on it, so I had to like basically I ended up paying for like the shipping.
Yeah.
And after that was all done, it was basically just anyways. But I decided to just pair it with the PS Move, because it's like, okay, I already know this is not a good deal for anyone who did the research. So I'm like, well, how else can I make this fallacious? So I'm like, well, I got these PS Move gun like attachments and everything that I'm not using and probably won't ever use. And I found out it was like the assault rifle looking ones, and I found out later that apparently there's like actual like pistol ones, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a lot smaller. I don't have to like dedicate like wall space to it.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think I'm leveled up enough to take this on. These guys taking a lot more hits.
Yeah, they certainly do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like every hit is like taking off like at least like a chunk.
Yeah. Alright, they probably want me to go somewhere else first.
So and before is this the Dark Souls of Sonic games?
Right.
Enemies do like knock out like 90% of your health or whatever.
Yeah. I also hate this like world map menu where you have to like scroll around the globe. This was in the Wii version too, but I feel like it was somehow less annoying to like, navigate.
It was like slightly smoother.
Yeah. If someone could decompile the Wii version and make like a 4K texture pack and make the boost work like it does in this version, that would be like the ultimate version of this.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Wii version has at least an HD texture pack of some kind. That Dolphin community certainly is dedicated.
Yeah. I don't know how many people like still care about the Wii version, especially with like how many people like suck off this version, especially in recent years.
Yeah. The thing about texture packs is, and those kinds of projects is, one thing I remember seeing like a kind of a cool looking, good looking Twilight Princess one. I figured because I haven't played some of these games. I was like download the texture pack and be like, I'll use it whenever I finally get around to playing it. I just want to have it like offline, just
Yeah.
for archival purposes. Um, there's this one though that was like this guy. It's like he has his Patreon, and he has it
Yeah.
locked behind that.
I hate when people do that.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to either hope something leaks out or pay for like one thing or two things or how. And the thing is too, like you never know when if they're even done with all the textures.
Yeah.
For all you know, I could just be like, oh, I've just done the UI texture, and then maybe like the opening part of the game texture, but not like everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You had to like take everyone's picture and you like do
see who's
these
possessed
challenges.
and who's not.
If only you could just be like, right, compel you, or whatever the line is.
Right.
Did you see like the third part of the AVGN's like the final like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde video?
I probably did, but I don't remember it as much as like the first one.
Oh, yeah, he basically just does like an Exorcist spoof.
Okay.
Christ compels you.
Oh yeah, I probably did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, he like meets like his older self. Like he's like a
Yeah.
priest. And like he talks about like the U.S. and he like beat the U.S. version, but then he like went and beat like the Japanese version because apparently like there's like one small difference in the ending.
Oh wow.
Just because he's like, I'm gonna make sure this is done. I'm gonna turn the page on this for real and for all of time.
Yeah.
Something like that. Don Fascio's Apotos. I'm gonna think, can you like jump off the edge and die?
No, it actually stops you from doing that.
Oh.
In 06, you could jump off the edge and die, though.
I remember in Escape from Monkey Island, the fourth one, you can do like this thing at the beginning, where you can like try to go off the edge and be like, so long, good old adventure days. And I forget it, and then he just like walks back.
Yeah.
Because none of the Monkey Island games usually have stuff like Sierra, where it's like, you died. You were quite the pant load.
Yeah.
Restart the game,
Is there like a hint thing that tells me where I need to go?
Yeah, like just. Do they ever like tell you like exactly where to go and what to do, or is it just like, you unlock this and then you kind of just have to figure out which hub world they want you to go to next?
I assume they probably mentioned it during the last stream, like towards the end there when they gave me the camera, but I don't remember who said what and what they said specifically.
Yeah, I mean we're probably like talking about whatever,
Yeah. So I'll just go take more pictures.
Yeah, so you ran out like
camera
film.
Didn't reload this time though. It reloaded last time.
Because they ran out of like a film there.
Yeah. Alright, let's go back to Africa.
I remember seeing like I think it was on Facebook or maybe it was like a Steam promotion or something on my Facebook account where they showed like the Trails of the Sky remake, and I'm like thinking, oh boy, is there? I mean, I know it's like How old is that game? Like 2010 or something?
Oh yeah. Wait, Trails in the Sky? That might even be older because I think that was on PSP.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think it was like a later PSP game. I might just be thinking about the US release. Uh, would do
Yeah,
some
and then I saw
Google.
like the remake. Um,
Dude,
um,
holy,
like it had even worse like localization than the original.
oh wow, yeah. The Windows release. You know how
Yeah.
old the original Windows release is? Take a
Is it
guess.
like, all right, 2004?
How would you know? You like looking at my? You got like a bot on my screen or something?
Well, I figured since you asked me, it's probably older than the PSP, so I just guessed like maybe
well,
2 years older than the PSP.
well, I know that like Nihon Falcom, like the guys who made East and those games, I know that they have a lot more like they actually respect the PC platform like way more than like most Japanese devs do.
Yeah.
Um, but I
Oh
figured
wow,
Trails in
I
the
have to come travel to this country and talk to this guy to reload the camera.
the Africa or whatever.
The one with the university,
Oh,
where
Professor
with
Winkle
that.
or
Yeah, I have to travel there every time I want to reload the camera.
oh wow. Yeah, I was looking at like some picture of the gameplay, and you get like 5 different like party members at some point in Trails, or
Yeah.
if you played. Oh really?
Yeah, I think. Well, I haven't played. Well, I have it on my PSP. I haven't really played too much of it past like the first hour, but yeah, I remember seeing stuff like that.
Yeah, because I was looking at the battle screen, and it's like you have like 4 people, 4 people in your party,
Yeah.
and it's like okay, you have room for maybe one more. I mean, the only other game I can think of where you have 5 party members is actually Persona, the classic Persona games, on PS1.
Yeah.
Although I
But
think I
yeah,
read,
I saw someone on Twitter. They did like a of the original. They did like a localization, like a breakdown, and that was already bad. And then like the remake was like somehow even worse.
yeah, I remember like hearing like the original one was like the guy was like he did a bunch of translation work. He sent it to like the studio or something like that.
Yeah.
He didn't like use Excel, which I guess
Oh,
that's like an industry standard for some reason. Like
really?
I can't imagine using Excel.
Yeah, for
I,
localization, you would think they would have like some kind of proprietary like thing or
well, I think what it is like
something
Excel.
just
They like they organize it in like spreadsheets and stuff, like
yeah.
different parts of the game. Um, I don't know, but anyways, the guy like didn't do it right, and he sent it to like the studio, and apparently like whenever they found out that it was in a format that they were looking for, he apparently
Yeah.
got so depressed that he actually was like considering like suicide or something.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I guess the lady like who like ran the studio that they're like, yo, this is the wrong format. It was like, whoa, just chill out, relax. It's all good,
Yeah.
Um, but it was still like doesn't sound like the most high quality work here. If the
Yeah.
guy
I
is like,
mean, that sucks if like that's how they made it feel, but at the same time, like if judging by the quality of his work, of his localization, it's like, well, maybe they should have just fucking fired you.
yeah, well, I think it was like the like majority of the translation work initially was like the first. It's like just 2 guys. It's kind of like my impression of what I heard about the story of that.
Okay.
Like it's like one, like the publisher was like the one that like did the actual like they're the ones who actually put it in the game or like
Oh,
organize
okay.
it in like an organized fashion. So I heard
Oh,
like
okay.
whenever they do that, with like the localization thing, what'll happen is they'll give you like a bunch of like game files or scripts or something.
Yeah.
Um, this granted, from my understanding, what I'm referring to is like an experience from the '90s as far as Final Fantasy VI is concerned. So
Yeah.
probably things have changed. So like they would give you like some text, and it's like you have no idea where in the game this is going to show up at. You have to just kind of look at it and be
Yeah.
like, okay, just play through the game. Um, so yeah, it's not doesn't sound like it's very easy or let alone fun necessarily to always do something like that. Like
Yeah.
localize it. Um, that's why I would think like if I was ever to create a YouTube channel, like to actually like differentiate it myself. Like if
Yeah,
I would just play the game and just like kind of translate it on the fly, you know, as
yeah.
best as I can. You know,
I did see like one streamer do that like one time. I don't know if he still does that or if that was like a regular thing. But
yeah.
yeah, I did see one guy doing that. But yeah, I feel like that's enough of a niche that like you wouldn't have like a whole lot of competition there. And I feel like with time there's definitely more. Like right now, there's more interest in that than there used to be, and that would
Well,
definitely keep going.
well, yeah, because I mean, I think the impression was like a lot of people have is, oh, this is like a really recent trend of like these activists, you know, both, you know, I'm gonna localize,
Yeah.
do like the Wojak memes and everything.
Yeah.
Um, but whenever I saw that video by that one video, and the only reason I even noticed him was because I noticed Dimitri Monroe was because that one video about like ESG, the global standard, was like a front page thing.
Yeah.
Um, so it's not like I sought him out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I saw this one video about like localization. He talked like, oh, like not Grandia, Skies of Arcadia. Like apparently, like the people who translate it, like they didn't even know Japanese, I guess.
Yeah, I've actually seen that's actually pretty common for localizers. Like I've seen a lot of localizers on Twitter basically just like admit to that and like be proud of that for some stupid reason.
Yeah, it's like, like why would you be proud of something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand if like I know there's stuff like ghost stories like that the dub for that, and people, they they went and like turned it into like the room of like dubbing,
Yeah.
I guess. Like, can you really not progress unless that you turn that switch?
I just turned it off and it doesn't turn the things back off, so I don't know what the hell.
This is why you do not tie your mechanics to prompts.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if it was just like the grapple beam, you just throw it out and,
Yeah. So that's how the grappling beam works. I feel like a lot of people would hate it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that in Prime, but,
Yeah, but it's still
more reliable there.
Yeah. Why does it keep zooming back to the kid? Like, I know he's there. I know what I have to do.
Well, because he changed locations.
Oh.
It's kind of like, well, why didn't you just put him in the one location to begin with? You already designed this, like, obstacle course here. I mean, that's really what it kind of is.
What the hell?
But you have to, like, flip the switch.
Yeah, I did that just now, and it's still not letting me.
Glitch.
Is there another switch somewhere?
We got a glitch gremlin in the house. You have to like hit that.
Oh wait,
like
I literally I think I have to like get it off, like when I swing off the other one. For some reason, I just can't jump up to it like I did with the others. I saw it for like a millisecond, locked on.
Oh yeah, I just saw that.
Where do I have to stand? Oh my god. It's like the very edge of the freaking thing.
Of like the swinging.
Yeah. Of course more enemies spawn. God. Sonic controls like ass.
Yeah, it's like you're trying.
I'm just gonna friggin' restart.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you just fear. That's kind of dumb that the trigger is like right at the very edge.
Yeah.
I like how they also have like the one thing will be like we'll have like a invisible wall.
Yeah.
But then like the one wall is like Yeah, you can't do this to kill everything.
Yeah.
Good going, Sonic Team. You fail at things that other studios have figured out.
Yeah. Like I know Sega rushes Sonic Team and stuff and makes them like get games out super fast, but
Well, honestly,
who said they had to pad out the game with all this crap too? Like
well, my honest opinion is this is kind of how I feel about sequels at this point. Like, how many people, like kids nowadays, have played like the original Sonic, like Sonic the Hedgehog from 1991?
well, I feel like they re-release them so often that kids probably do play them, especially if their parents are gamers. They probably like buy it for them on the Switch or whatever. Like, oh, this is what I played when I was your age.
Well, what I'm trying to say is like though is like, oh, we need to make a new one and like rush it out, and it's like, okay, but there's like so many other Sonic games that people can play.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the latest and greatest, you know.
Yeah.
You know, people haven't played Sonic Heroes. They haven't played this game and that game. Thing is like I kind of feel like what they should do is give people time to catch up almost, if that makes sense. Not that you
Yeah,
have to,
but well, see, the problem with that is within the past 10 years, there's not a whole lot worth catching up on. Because we've only had like 2 mainline games in the past 10 years, really.
well, yeah,
And
and
one of
that's
them you beat in 2 hours.
well. Wait, which one's that?
Sonic
Mania?
Forces.
Oh, the this is war, Knuckles or
Yeah,
Tails or whoever he's talking
yeah,
to. I didn't know that game was that short. Was that short?
yeah. I
I,
mean,
I,
if you skip all the side content, you could beat it under 2 hours and refund it on Steam.
okay. Kind of like the RE3, the one guy who like beat it and like got it refunded on like
Yeah,
the hardest difficulty or whatever, and got all
yeah,
the achievements.
yeah. You could do the same on with Forces too, because I played it on hard mode, and it's not very hard.
Well, yeah, but like my thing is like, you know, there's so many games. I mean, not just games like books, movies, and stuff that you're not gonna have time to keep up with like, oh, what's the newest Sonic game? That they're putting in, experiments on. We're gonna turn it into Shadow of the Colossus with Frontiers or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. And the thing is, like, from what I've heard, they did spend a long time on Frontiers, but like, it's still ass. Like, I know like the younger part of the fan base likes that game for whatever reason, but
Yeah.
I really hate Frontiers.
Well, like you say, they took all this time, they spent all this time on it, but like, how much was it? Like 2 full hub worlds, and then like the other like 2 or 3 or whatever. From what I've heard, are like feel
Yeah,
incomplete.
I've heard that too, but to me, they all like the first two that I played, they both feel incomplete because the whole game feels incomplete.
They'll be like, "Oh, it's because of COVID." It's like, well, if you want to go and lock the whole country and all your companies down, I guess this is what happens.
Yeah. It's
All
like, well,
over.
if COVID's your excuse, then give your devs more time then.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like they'll use COVID, or if they're getting heat, they'll be like,
Yeah,
they'll be like, Sonic fans are old Sonic fans are like toxic and mean, and
yeah.
we aren't making stuff for you anymore. You know,
Like, okay, good luck with that.
yeah. Good luck with that. And we know what you really want to say is please stop. Please don't be mean to our new developers. All the old ones
Yeah,
left for like Nintendo or something.
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, even like different parts of the fan base, they're not even really all that mean to like the developers or anything. Like, my biggest issue is with freaking Ian Flynn and the fact that they have him writing the games now. And
Yeah.
like the only part of the team who I've really seen take flack online a lot is the series producer. I think it's Takashi Iizuka.
Yeah, I've heard of
Um,
him. Yeah, I think I've seen
yeah.
pictures of him.
So like I've seen him get a lot of flack, and I've seen people go back and defend him and stuff. But
Well, hasn't he
you
like been
know,
doing it for like 30 years or something?
Yeah, he was. I'm pretty sure he was with Sonic Team since the '90s, and then he took on more of a leader role since Adventure One and stuff. But thing is, like, if you are gonna be the head of the team, then you know, when you guys release a dud, it's only fair that you take the brunt of the blame because you're
Yeah,
leading the project and stuff.
yeah, and I have a feeling he's probably. I mean, I'm sure with that kind of experience, he's kind of like, yeah, I don't have anything to worry about. Almost, you know.
Yeah, and it's like I know he's not like in the trenches, like he's not the director of the game. He's not the one coding the physics or anything, but you are calling the shots to an extent,
Yeah,
and you have to be responsible for the decisions that other people on your team make.
yeah,
And like, I have seen the director of Frontiers get some flack too, but like a lot of people go easy on him for whatever reason. But like, so like someone made a video being like, all right, this is why Frontiers needs actual physics, and the director of Frontiers actually commented on that video, and he was like, oh, this is actually very informative, thank you. And he was like, bro, you didn't you didn't think a Sonic game needed real physics?
yeah. You could have at least watched the video and just not left a comment. But
Yeah.
the
Like,
fact
I
that
mean, I'm
yeah,
glad he's thankful for that information, but
yeah,
Jesus
it's it's
Christ.
it, it's just not a good look. Like
Yeah,
publicly, at least with how things are nowadays.
yeah,
Just admiring the core of the planet.
yeah. Where the hell did Tails go? I mean, if anyone's gonna tell me what to do, it's him.
Or you're just trying to wait and see if like it gives you like some advice or something.
Well, I don't think we have the Metroid Prime hint system in here.
Yeah. Well, at least like Shenmue, one cool thing about it is that Rio has like a notebook, and like anytime something new happens or whatever, to, like write it
Yeah,
down. I mean, the thing is like Shenmue simulates so much that you have to like actually memorize the uh, the phone numbers of certain characters, and you actually like go when you go to make a phone call if like they go to all like pay not pay phone but like the wheel and everything. You actually
yeah.
go and do this, and he actually does the animation like
Oh
you
yeah,
know
yeah. I remember that because when I first played it, the first thing I did was like I tried calling the cops.
all like you just call like 911 or
Yeah, because it actually had the number for it in the notebook, and I tried it. And then when I
okay.
dialed it,
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's not 911 because it'd be something different in
yeah, yeah. When I actually tried it, it was Rio was like, "No, I have to do this myself." Oh, yep, okay.
yeah, because I mean if he tells them I'm gonna go to China and do this, they're gonna be like come for him and be like yeah, adventure's over.
Yeah,
But I don't know if you noticed, but the game does actually have a game, like an actual, like, permanent game over.
really. So you could get like soft locked into it.
Uh, the less soft locked and more like, if you take too long,
Yeah.
um, Landy
Oh,
comes
like
back.
you run out of days,
Yeah,
basically.
basically Landy comes back. He's like, I heard
Oh,
there's
okay.
another mirror, and then Rio tries to fight him, and then he like gets one shotted with like the same like double palm move they used to finish off his father, and
Yeah.
then it hard cuts like a game over, like straight
Oh,
up.
I see. Wow.
Because there's other fights in the game where you can like lose, but they'll just
Yeah.
like take your money or something.
But I'm assuming if you have like a save file right before that, that save file's kind of screwed then.
Yeah, unless you're on like the last, like this free and then on like the last day. I think you basically
Yeah.
have only enough time for like the middle of like April or something like that in the game. And it's not
Oh,
like there's like necessarily a hidden thing. They actually mention it, um, albeit in a bit more. They don't say specifically game over if you wait this long. They just kind of in a flowery way say you have roughly about as much time as like April, but like also like
uh,
not to rush. You know,
yeah. Not
because I
to
mean,
rush you, but
well, the thing is, there is actually like a lot of like optional stuff, like that depends on
yeah,
like, what time of day you're. From my understanding, it's kind of like Majora's Mask in that regard, where it's like depending
yeah.
on what you're doing and where you're at, certain unique events can play. And there's actually like I'm assuming you played like either the. Did you play like the original Dreamcast release or like the
I
remaster?
played. Well, I've tried it on Dreamcast. I had like the burned CD version where they like strip out some of the stuff to make it fit on a CD.
Yeah, I know what you're
Um,
talking about. Yeah,
yeah, and then I played it the PS4 remaster.
yeah. Well, in the original version, I don't know what the remaster has this feature per se, uh, but um, there's like the fourth disc. It's called the Passport disc.
Yeah,
Um, it's not like any. It's like just like any music you unlock or any like scenes you experience. You can actually go
yeah.
in and rewatch them.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and there's like a whole bunch like cutscenes and stuff, and you're probably not going to see all of them in one playthrough.
Yeah,
So, you know, it's kind of like a neat that they have that kind of replayability, but
yeah,
that it depends on how much you want to replay the game. If you want
yeah,
to turn into Adam Korlick and be like this game is the very meaning of my life. It's
yeah,
taught me the value of caring for my Sega Saturn that I give it the blessing of the sun to.
yeah. I do. I would like to play through at least 1 and 2 someday, but if I do, it would be like on the Steam Deck or a handheld of some sort.
Yeah. I mean, I heard the second one is like way better because like the first
Yeah,
one you can't really get into a fight whenever you want. Um, the second one there's like an arena you can go to, and you can kind of that's when you can actually like use your. I suppose just like going to a park and just mashing buttons constantly, which is realistic, in terms of like practicing, but it's uh, like there's a reason Yakuza has like, you know, 20 games, and
yeah.
Shenmue is just the three of them.
Can you imagine if it was the other way around, and maybe you have to like beg Sega for to find out what happens next in Kiryu's story?
Well, the thing is about the Yakuza games is that they're pretty self-contained for the most
Yeah,
part. There's like sometimes they'll reference this or that. As far as like the main story goes, you usually
yeah,
don't have to worry about uh, you don't have to usually worry about like, oh, I didn't play Yakuza 5 or something like that, so I don't know what's going on in the beginning of Yakuza 6. Why is Kiryu um in the hospital bed? What happened? You know.
yeah,
Um but that's um that kind of goes out the window in Yakuza 8. Not so much for
yeah.
the main story, but for like these what is it? They call it like the bucket list, which is kind of like essentially their excuse to bring back like every character from like every game
Oh,
like ever. It's I would say Yakuza 8 with Kiryu is like the Metal Gear Solid 4
oh,
of the
okay.
series, where it's like every character, they're trying to.
Yeah,
The thing is, they're
yeah.
always
Fan
like,
service.
well, the thing is that because of what happens at the end of Yakuza 6,
Yeah.
um, Kiryu can't just go and say like, "Hey, it's been a while. I'm about to die of cancer," you know.
Oh, okay.
He if basically if these people find out he's still alive, then even though what's dumb is, I think I heard that like towards the end of the game he like gets seen on like live television,
Yeah.
having something to do with like the because like in Yakuza 7, did I tell you what happens in Yakuza 7?
If you did, I don't remember.
Well, spoiler warning, but
Yeah.
the Tojo and Omi clan,
Yeah.
they disband in Yakuza 7.
Okay.
And they try to do it again in Yakuza 8. And, like Kiryu's involved, and they have like a picture where the one VTuber character,
Yeah.
like blasts him. It's like Kiryu is still alive, and
Yeah.
and it's like okay, everyone doesn't think he's alive, and then like the last one, he's about to meet Haruka, but then he gets like the organization that he's basically gotten sort of blackmailed into, kind of
Oh, okay.
not like Epstein blackmailed, nothing like that. But
He's not one of the elites.
basically what happened at the end of Yakuza 6 is that he took care of there's a thing that happens regarding a certain MacGuffin
Yeah.
that let me put it like that. If you know World War II and what we did to the Japanese, like as far as like
Yeah.
saying whether they can build a military again, that's kind of what happens a little bit,
Oh, okay.
without going into too many specific details as to certain spoiler that they have at the end.
Yeah.
But essentially, it like implicates this one military leader, and Fosterson's like, "Yeah, we don't want you to come out with this, otherwise it's going to cause a big mess for us because it's like election season or something."
Oh.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then like, yeah, but like in the side story, it's like it's not until like the last one where they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, like Dante's trying." Because you see, this is like Dante's thing that he's trying to do.
Yeah.
And Dante eventually is like, they almost like kill him, and like, you know, then that becomes like the last like thing you have to do.
Yeah.
As far as like the bucket list, you know, side quest. The only reason I even know all this is I just watched like the cutscenes and like watched all the bucket list stuff, you know, separately.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, I mean, I could play the game and just wait for the Combat Unleashed mod, or something. Because the same guy who did it for Yakuza 7 is doing it for Yakuza 8.
Okay.
But I remember I saw like oh wow, for a second I thought you were getting clipped out of the world.
Yeah, that's too.
What was I saying about like I'm going on just going on and on about Yakuza at this point.
Oh yeah, I hope none of the viewers care about spoilers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not like going into any like specific, but I remember seeing. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. I remember seeing like the level for like the final bosses. Like there's two of them because you know there's two parties in the game.
Yeah.
And I don't remember Yakuza 7 having like a difficulty setting.
Yeah.
Like for easy, normal, or hard, or extra hard, or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what. Maybe someone was just playing it on on like the hardest difficulty. But I remember the final bosses get to be at like their level is at like level like 95 or something crazy like that.
Oh wow.
So I'm like thinking, whoa. Maybe for like the fight, like the super boss, you know, one that's like not story, that would be, you know, that wouldn't be too outlandish.
Yeah.
But you know, for like the story boss, it's like, oh, please level to level 99 to have a chance. Otherwise, you know, you wasted your time doing these long dungeons, you know, back to back. You know.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to do this exorcism stuff, like, and then it'll like tell you where to go, or?
I hope so. I did 2 in this country, so I'm assuming.
Was this in the Wii version?
Oh no, not at all. You don't even have hub worlds in the Wii version. You just have a little menu with people to talk to.
Well, yeah, but I could still see them kind of be like, you know, I'm getting these weird dreams and thoughts, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's like side mission, you know.
Yeah. Thankfully, I mean, so like, remember how the main Werehog stages are like 20 plus minutes each? And instead, in the Wii version, they just break up the Werehog stages into like 3 or 4 small chunks. So it's like 3 or 4 separate levels.
Probably because they can only load
one
so
after
much.
The next.
Probably because they can only load so much into the Wii.
Yeah. And then you also start with all your moves and combos and stuff, which is appreciated.
Oh, there's like no upgrading like at all?
Yeah. There might be like health upgrades for the Werehog, but if there's not like a ton of stuff, like you don't have to unlock everything.
I mean, that's kind of reasonable, you know. You know, just like health and stuff.
Yeah. There's still more possessed people in this town.
Like how you're just turning into Dalzip for some of your punches.
Yeah. Like, when people defend this game, like, how do you defend having to go back to a specific country to reload your camera? Jeez.
Well, yeah, it makes no sense because, like, it's not like does the camera get used for anything else that you're aware of, or?
I don't think so. But then again, I wasn't even expecting it to begin with.
Well, yeah, but it's like, if that's the case, then why what is putting ammo to it, like, you know, do for the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like why? If I could just like reload it as I please, what's even the point?
Naze. Naze desu ka?
Yeah.
That's Japanese for why.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these countries. I'm like thinking, okay, clearly that Apatos or whatever one you're in is like supposed to be like some European country,
Yeah, I think it's like Italy or France or something.
probably some hodgepodge. Yeah.
Yeah, and they said the dev team actually like traveled to like locations all over the world and took pictures and stuff for influence and design. It's like so much went into the production of this game, and I get they want to have lots of like scenery and levels and stuff, but like just make more daytime stages then. Don't need all this werehog crap.
It almost reminds me of Final Fantasy, in that a lot of people will like comparing like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. They'll like talk about like Dragon Quest is like fairly conservative, and no, I'm not referring to like politics per se.
Yeah,
Like like in terms of like game design, like whereas Final Fantasy, they're always like shaking it up. You know, like
yeah,
about Final Fantasy 16 is like trying to ape like Devil May Cry all of a sudden. From what I
yeah,
understand. Which even then, like I don't think Devil May Cry ever has like the crazy like you summon it and you're like you know punching like other like summons like in some sequences from what I've seen of the game.
yeah. Oh, there's DLC stages. All right, well,
All
let's go.
DLC.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's included, right?
yeah. Well, with the ISO that I legally obtained myself.
Yes, yes. Speaking of speaking of okay, I see. You pull up like a level and
Yeah,
yeah, speaking of unofficial stuff, it's crazy that they got Dreamcast multiplayer working with like
yeah,
the emulator. Um, Granted, it's not every game like
yeah.
that was like made to like have like online support. Like it doesn't have like support for Vampire Savior for matching service.
Oh,
Which I don't know if you know it, but that's like Dark. That's like the third and final Darkstalkers game.
oh, okay.
That's Vampire Savior is just what it's called in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the entire Darkstalker series is just called Vampire. Just because the main character is Dimitri, and he's certainly not a hero. That much is for sure. Um, but I mean, I think I heard something like that particular version of the game, like the release, there's only like 20 or 30 copies made in Japan.
What the hell?
Yeah, like it's not. It's definitely a rare. You have a rare gem if and usually Japanese stuff, and unless it's like Symphony of the Night on Saturn or something, is usually like a lot cheaper than like in the
Yeah,
United States. Um, that's why if you see like Saturn collectors, it'll be like if I want to just get like Alpha or something, like Alpha 2 or the original one, I'll just get it in
yeah,
Japan because it's a lot cheaper.
yeah. I would like to go to Japan someday and hopefully pick up like that Sonic Adventure 2 collector's edition, because it
Oh,
always seems like people have that for cheap in like
yeah.
random shops and stuff. But
Oh, yeah, did me showing that one picture of my brother having it. He was
yeah,
like
yeah,
holy crap, I wish I
yeah.
had that. Yeah,
That
I don't think he's ever even like opened that up and played it.
is it like still wrapped and everything too?
I don't know if it was ever wrapped. It's weird. I do remember like the day it came in when at like the previous house we lived in,
Yeah.
growing up. Like I remember that. I don't.
Okay.
I just don't remember him ever like pulling it out and like playing it or anything.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I just realized. Maybe if I go back to the university during the day, maybe something will change.
Loading. I was gonna say in the Series X version, can you like button past this? You know, because of the faster loading.
I remember it being like pretty much like instant. Like, so yeah, I think you could skip it.
I think what I do realize though, I think either like maybe it was DMC Devil May Cry or Bayonetta 1. So, like in the loading screens, you could like practice your moves out, like push buttons and just do stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, in Bayonetta 1.
And I'm like thinking now that those like imagine like the modern re-releases, it's like you don't even get to practice anymore.
Yeah. Let's go boost. Let's go talk to Professor Pickle. Maybe he knows what's going on.
He knows what's going on in the mean streets.
Yeah.
Sonic.
See what's going on. And gee, I'm looking at like all the discords I'm like a part of.
Yeah.
And I realize like how little I participate in them.
Oh yeah, I basically like I used to be pretty active on some of them, but I basically like don't use any of them now.
Yeah, like I have the this thing called Zelda Dungeons of Infinity, which is like this roguelike thing that someone made that's like based on Link to the Past. And I remember like downloading like whatever version, and I think they're on like let's see what version they're on. Oh, final version 1.2.1. I'm like, this better be the final version, like for real. Well, I'm like constantly keeping up to date.
We're going to China now.
It's China. China.
China. I remember these levels being pretty annoying, even the daytime ones. Like spikes and traps everywhere.
We're gonna make millions and millions and billions and billions. You know, I saw this one crazy remix. It was like back, you know, when he first ran. Like, like him just constantly going like billions and billions and billions and billions. You know, just the way he says it. You know.
Yeah.
I'm back yet. Where could he have gone? Don't eat too much. That's how you end up finding yourself having to burn it off. Dad. Yeah, I mean, that's I'm sure she would think that if it was, you know, if the world just like fragmented all of a sudden.
You're right.
Like, you think these people would be like, what's going on? You know, what happened to my family? You know, are they okay? You know.
But imagine the people in like North Korea where they don't get to even see what's going on outside of their country.
You know, that's got to be the. Let's say in the most unlikely situation, like you know, North Korea, you know, their regime falls apart, and you know again, this is not likely. You know, they put in like you know an actually like free government or something. Like, can you imagine like people being like they're so like brainwashed into like you know praising their leader? That it's like they can't even think of anything else. Like how messed up that would have to be on like a psychological level.
Yeah, that would be like that will probably feel like a you know freezing yourself and waking up in the future kind of thing. Like,
yeah. It's neat that they let you walk in the water over here.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was gonna kill me.
Well, it's not deep enough. It's just like a lake.
Yeah, but still, though, knowing this game.
Yeah. Well, or like all the 3D Sonic games, really, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think any of them treat water like they do in the first the original games, right?
Sonic Colors does. You can actually go in the water in Sonic Colors.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
you can run on top of it with the boost, or you could like sink down into it with the stomp. But then they actually let you kind of like fly up the water with because in that game Sonic has a double jump. So when you're in the water, you can just double jump infinitely and go back up to the surface. So
so you get like an underwater space jump.
yeah. So basically, that has like the best water levels in the series.
I'm assuming you still have to, find them breath, otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. But at least you have the option of surfacing.
Yeah. If I was to ever go to Japan, I wouldn't want to necessarily obviously I would want to, see some of the cities and stuff. But I would want to see and some of the other landmarks. But I would want to see just like other things as well. Not just the the Mount Fuji's and
Yeah.
and whatever else.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's like
I feel like, well, they say like Akihabara, that's like where all like the tourist stuff is for like weebs especially. So I assume there'd be a lot to do.
Yeah, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that's not the only thing I would want to just do because for as much as people be I've heard on Japanese subreddits people be oh, I can't believe I'm finally here and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm and it's yeah, okay, look, I get it. Anime and video games make Japan seem like this exotic place, and memes as well. There's a lot of things that they have that we don't. Or at least if we have it, it's not in the same it's not the same,
Yeah.
But Japan is like its own place. It's not just anime heaven,
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't let you approach that from behind. Well, what happened?
I just fell in the water.
I just imagined me being like, oh, fill in the water again. With the onion.
Yeah. Alright, I'll jump here.
I will say Yakuza, in Yakuza Kiwami 2, one of the cities the other city you can go to other than Kamurocho is whenever you pan the camera around, the way the water moves with the camera is really weird. It looks like they did not. It looks like they didn't exactly. It looks like something that's not finished.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wait, so they want me to go up there, but I can't do the wall jump yet. So
You have to defeat Wall Jump Man.
Right. The more of this game I play, the more I'm like, how the fuck could you defend this?
Indefensible. If you play Street Fighter 4 nowadays, they don't have that song anymore because that was just for the original release. It's a licensed song. The original version had an opening, indestructible,
Yeah.
You also had to unlock a bunch of characters in that version too. I think out of all the fighting games, that's one of the last games you had to unlock stuff. But nowadays, it's either maybe at most you might have to unlock something and well, now it lets you get on there, just on the very edge.
Yeah, but it has an invisible wall, which means they want me to come from the other side. Was I supposed to get the wall jump somewhere else already?
Yeah. Yeah, is that something the Werehog can do, wall jumping?
I don't think so.
Well, actually, you shouldn't need a wall jump with those nails.
Yeah.
Be able to should just be able to Wolverine his way up there.
I guess I'm doing the night stage first. Damn it. if I didn't already do enough Werehog shenanigans tonight. Starting to think maybe that Generations mod with just the daytime levels was probably all you really need.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how, like, you know, I know people will be like, you know, the Wii version doesn't look as good and stuff, and I mean, I get it. You know, the Wii is just a GameCube with, like, higher clock speed and more RAM.
Yeah.
And, you know, a controller that's not exactly uniting people, you know.
Yeah.
But at least, you know, it seems like a lot less nonsense like got released for the system, or like, you know.
Yeah.
They you know, because of the limitations, they ended up like.
Yeah.
You know,
some devs were like, oh, everything has to look super realistic, even though these new consoles can't actually handle that.
Well, and not even just that, but like, you know, in terms of like gameplay mechanics, like they put in like all this extra stuff that, you know, it's kind of like, okay, this isn't what I come to Sonic for, you know.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look at all this cool next gen stuff we could do. It's like, all right.
Yeah, we can put like Sonic, make him like a werewolf thing.
Yeah.
I remember watching, I don't know if you've ever seen any of Super Eye Patch Wolves, or seen or listened to Super Eye Patch Wolves videos.
Oh yeah, back in the day I saw it when he was like kind of newish. I remember watching some of his videos.
Well, yeah, he did like he done like a few about like the weird fan base of like, you know, Sonic, or he did one about like Garfield, and that one was wild.
Yeah. I think I saw there was some video of his that like pissed me off, and that's why I stopped watching him. I don't remember what it was though.
Oh yeah, but for the Sonic one, I remember when it comes to like the werehog thing, he's like he just lost it when we found out they turned him into like a werewolf or whatever.
Oh,
there's a token thing.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well, I'm a little late, but like, if I go back, it's like in that one. Yeah, like code. From what I'm seeing right now, it looks like you're fighting. You know, you're in the middle of
Yeah, I just went and grabbed it.
I see.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is I definitely have to make sure and get those so I can finish the game.
Yep. Collectifies.
Yep.
Just like a good old banjo and a kazoo.
But not as fun.
Oh, you played those two?
I've played a little bit of the first one. Of Banjo.
That's a game I've always saw like I think we briefly had the N64 box. I always saw it, but I had no idea what it was, you know. Other than you're like a bear, and you know.
Yeah. I didn't actually play it until I got the Series X because of the Rare Replay collection.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently like people were comparing like Tears of the Kingdom to like the third one on the 360, where it's like you guys can customize everything.
Yeah. Oh, the one where you're like building little cars and yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I remember seeing some crazy skips where like someone used like in Tears of the Kingdom where they like built like this crazy thing that let Link like sail over all this lava or like fly over it.
Yeah. I'm
like, well, I mean, that is one thing I will say I do like about, conceptually anyways, about you know, the newer, the modern Zelda. It's that it's not, you're not just like, oh, we just gave you this one tool and we expect you to use it for this whole dungeon.
Yeah, you know? And then never use it again afterwards.
Yeah, or you maybe use it like once or twice, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, to get a heart piece.
Yeah, which is like, you know, you get like 4 of them every like, it's kind of like the energy tanks in Dread.
Yeah.
And did they do the same thing in Samus Returns where they have like multiple ones?
The energy parts, I think they did.
Oh, okay. Well, at least in Metroid, that's not like as essential. I'm assuming
For me,
Yeah.
I think I told you this before already, but like I hate Samus Returns and Dread for it because, well, for energy tanks in general, just because it feels like that was a loud scream. um, just because like yeah, you can take more hits from like normal enemies, but by the time you get to like the next boss, it's like
Two or three hits, and
yeah, they still kill you in like the same amount of hits that like the previous boss would have, because like they scale up that much too.
I feel like in Metroid. Oh, I see. Just went and took a swim, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the only boss in Dread though that like you really have to worry about like that is that one like squid one. So that's like 3 hits and you're dead. But it's like also like one of the simplest bosses like ever. So it's like kind of
because that's the only boss that like didn't give me a hard time like at first. Like, I'll probably beat that one on the second try.
Yeah. Whereas you fight Ravenbeak, and it's like, okay, I was expecting this to be like a player versus player fight or something.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like he just does like the same telegraph stuff. That's why I was like getting like I told you I was watching my brother, play it because awkward times of COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like kind of like being like, what in the world? How are you struggling with this? Games are way harder than this, and yeah, it's just
I mean, it took me a while to get Ravenbeak down, just with like all the stuff where like, if you mess up, he'll really mess you up.
Well, yeah, I mean,
With,
but
like,
the thing
the
is,
timing
it's not like you can't come back, because I mean, with Final Dread is you can like recover health, and like when you get to a certain point, it like gives you like a bunch of health back, like not a lot, but
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was kind of cool. Use the enemy to like kill all the enemies.
Yeah.
What would you say you're looking forward to as far as the next Nintendo Switch Direct, or the Switch 2 Direct in like April?
Well, hopefully Prime 4. And then Jesus Christ, can't do this. And then just like whatever, like new, like hopefully like a game that I'm not expecting, like a big, new entry in a series that
Has it been
benefit
like
from,
an F-Zero or a Star Fox or something?
Yeah, I was thinking F-Zero, but then I'm like, well, I am expecting that, even though I know they're not gonna. Like, I wouldn't be surprised by an F-Zero, but at the same time, I don't think Nintendo actually would make a new one.
Yeah.
And then as far as Star Fox goes, it's like, yeah, a new one would be cool, but given the last couple Star Fox games,
Yeah. The weird like gyro thing on the on the Wii U one. Although I guess I've heard that like a lot of people like didn't like give it. There was one guy who he claimed like people didn't give it the controls enough of a chance, because I guess he explained like the way you turn, like it would let you like make tighter shots than you normally would be able to make with just like a controller.
I think I gave it a fair shot, and I think it's still pretty less than optimal.
Yeah, I mean, it's still. I mean, the game itself is basically just, we just remade Star Fox 64, kind of,
Yeah, and then the controls, it's like it's solving a problem that doesn't really exist. It's solving a problem that like it made for itself.
Yeah, it's like why do this? Why force it down someone unless you have
Yeah.
Because back in like what 2016, I know it was like one of the last games on the Wii U.
Yeah.
It was like gyro controls. That was already like even less of like a thing like back then.
Yeah, people were already kind of sick of that.
For a second, I thought you were about to drop down into the water again.
Yeah, even the Wii version of this stage had some dicey platforming that messed me up quite a bit.
Ah, I see.
But I'd still take that over this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when it comes to Switch stuff, I'm always like, you know, or like announcements, I'm always like expecting like, okay, we're gonna get a new 3D Mario, probably an announcement of a new Zelda or a new Pokemon, maybe a new Fire Emblem.
That's the thing,
you know?
like if we do get like a new mainline Pokemon, which I don't think we're gonna see at that direct, but if we did, I'm sure it's still gonna look like a PS2 game.
I know there's like something about Z to A, like the Z to A thing, or is that the Legends one?
Yeah, that's the new Legends one.
Oh, okay. Because when you start putting like Z to A, I'm like, okay, so one is like, what's like Pokemon Alpha and Omega.
Oh my god.
You know, and they're gonna like do the multi-release thing again. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel like at this point, it's not. You're not going to see a lot of surprises. I mean, I'm sure that it's gonna be spectacular what they do have. You know, showing the show.
Yeah.
Like it'll look good, and you'll be like, wow, this is about as exciting as and shocking as that swing into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that would be like scripted or something, as opposed to just like you know, like
at least give me a better like view of that thing, so I know it's coming.
oh, that's not like automatic, like the way it's
No.
okay. So I was assuming it was like just you could do it and it just sends you to the next part. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the stuff that you've seen, like ever since like the 3DS, I would say it's probably going to be like, there's going to be a new Fire Emblem, a new whatever, I already mentioned. Probably some new Xenoblade stuff, where he's going to be doing the same thing, telling the same story as he does in Xenogears.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be even more censored and shitty than Xeno 3.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy too much of a coward to come out and fight you.
Bro. Oh my god. That was definitely a soft lock or something.
Oh wait, for a second it looked like you could throw him.
You could grab onto him and jump, but yeah.
Oh, it doesn't let you attack. Okay. Like I'm thinking, what would be cool is if you're, they're trying to do like this combat thing, like be like Nero in Devil May Cry 4, like his arm thing. You can like.
Oh yeah.
You can use it to bring up close.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I feel like you could do that in the Wii version, so maybe that's like an unlockable thing here.
Yeah. Well, that's like Nero's default like thing in Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah. See, they knew this was ass because they put that extra life right next to the checkpoint, so they knew this was like gonna give people trouble. And this was probably not optimal.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder if maybe you should like go and if you play like the Wii version at some point here. No.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe someone will hear my pleas for decompiling that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it sounds like this is like your first time playing this version of the game.
I've played like 2 hours of it on the Series X before, but like I kept like dying at the airplane segments because my brain still doesn't acclimate to the Xbox face buttons.
Oh, well, I mean, I would say the way I look at it, the Xbox face buttons is just like the Dreamcast face buttons, because that's kind of what it is. Like the same.
Yeah, well, I don't use the
color
Dreamcast that often either. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm personally of the opinion at this point, like if you're going to do like a PC version of something, like for button prompts and stuff, you should just make like if you just be like, okay, the top, left, bottom, or right face button, just like because people use different controllers.
And that's what the Switch does, even though it doesn't really need to.
Wait, it does that? Oh yeah, that's right. I was thinking of
with the prompts.
Yeah. Of course, I wonder what the whole weird you can remap the buttons, like if that works for games that they aren't like updating anymore.
Yeah. Yeah,
this bee is kicking your ass. Like flying up and drilling all over the place. Went to do that big swing and he just dropped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some Caprea. Getting a little Eddie Gordo with those kicks. Oh, I thought that was like right down there, not like on the edge.
Yeah.
That like buzzsaw.
Yeah, it's like right there. Alright. See, that's why I couldn't like. That's why I fell off last time, because you can't even see the beam you're supposed to grab onto when you're pulling back on that pole, which you'll see in a minute.
I like how he's just doing the same thing
great.
every time you do the quick time event to punch him.
Yeah. Now I'm going to die.
Oh wow, yeah, there's a lot of enemies here.
And I'm out of shield. Wait, does my shield not regenerate?
Oh wow, this guy turned into Zangief. Unfortunately, you don't have like any rings to get you any more health.
I don't see any nearby at all. Oh, one just popped up.
Yeah, but you need like a whole bunch of them, not just one.
Yeah, it was the big one.
Oh. Yeah, I see you're still like... From what I'm seeing right now, you're still fighting the guys still.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you... Sounds like you survived this encounter.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like... One with like the emerald... Oh, not the emerald. Yeah, the emerald in front of it. I'm like watching with like bated breath.
Yeah.
Oh.
This level is very tense.
Do you have like iframe on that crab or something?
Probably.
They were like shooting at you and then like doing anything. Yeah, I think like a guard gauge makes sense, but like the barrier thing is like stupid. Like, you know.
Oh. I just fell in the water, but there's like a little. It's very shallow, so I didn't realize that. I thought I was dead.
Oh, okay. You got some kind of a quick checkpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realize that the only reason people call it quick time event is because of because of Shenmue.
Oh. Because
Like
that was the first one that called it that.
Yeah, because in the passport disc, there's like characters. Yeah. There's like these sequences you can watch where the characters will like tell you about stuff, and like the villain of like the first one, like bald, like him looking like creep guy, is like the kind of like the final main villain of the game, of the first one. Yeah, he's like be really exciting, the quick time event system, like it has like all these camera pans where it's like looking at him and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the first game actually had just a quick time event against him. And the thing about quick time events in Shenmue is that some of them they'll let you like retry, but then there's the others where it's like you fail this and then it's like you gotta try it again. It doesn't game over you like immediately, but I think if you try too many times, eventually it will give you a game over prompt. Because let's just say the quick time event prompts are not exactly forgiving sometimes. Because you'll be like chasing someone and then you try it again, and it's like the button prompts are different. So it's one of those kinds of games where the button prompts will change at random.
Yeah. Oh man, there's extra stuff over there, but do I dare even risk it?
Yeah, especially after that big giant encounter.
Yeah, I think I'll play it safe.
Yeah, look for the gold ring.
Of course. Nearly 19 minutes for this level. Don't nobody want to play a Sonic level for 19 minutes.
Unless it's like a big giant thrill ride for 19 minutes, you know,
Yeah.
maybe. I like how like there's the one island right over there that looks like you might have to go over there for something. Yeah.
Yeah.
18 minutes, and that's an A rank apparently.
Yeah. So that's how bad this is.
Yeah, if it took like an hour, it'd be like F rank.
Yeah. Alright, we can get a daytime stage here. Oh, we got a cutscene with Chinese man.
Ah, okay.
Oh, boss battle as the werehog.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll
Uh,
see what that looks like. I
oh, at least I leveled up
Dark.
right before this.
Dark Gaia Phoenix or something.
Yeah.
What it's called.
Yep, that's exactly what it's called.
I guess that makes sense. I just hope you fight like Seiryu, Genbu, and Bayako. Technically, this one would be called Suzaku. It's a thing in Chinese/Japanese culture. They're called the war gods or something. They're like the god, like the classic elements. That's kind of what I think that's referencing.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, I think you might have to throw those at them, those pots.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, if they're like full of water.
Hope they respawn.
I mean, I
Of
would think
course,
they
I'm
would.
so slow that I can't climb up before the missiles hit me.
I was gonna say, is the game running slower now, or is that just, you know?
That's probably the stream. It's running fine for me.
Oh, okay. How many of them?
Okay, now how do I hit you? Oh, he just went and broke the last water thing by himself. Oh, I'm supposed to go up there and hit him. Wouldn't be surprised if he flies away by the time I get up there.
Looks like he runs out of breath eventually. Oh, okay, I see. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you do that, and then it like.
Oh wow, and I have to take a hit during the cutscene. Amazing.
During the cutscene.
Yeah, right after I do damage to him, it does a little cutscene
Oh, okay.
where he refires up, and of course I take damage.
Oh, okay, I see. Like you destroyed one of them, and
Yeah.
okay, I see. It's just like your chance to like punch him out.
Yeah.
So anytime that happens, you have to. Okay, and it does respawn the pots. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the Chica, the first phase of it. That is, it's like flying around.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Is it Chica or Chika?
I think it's Chika. Well, I've never actually heard anyone like official say it. Oh my god, I didn't know there was gonna be a quick time event there. I was just mashing the buttons, thinking I was hitting it.
What's this like square button or?
It was circle, and I was mashing square, thinking I was, you know, still in the middle of a combo. So of course I didn't actually do any damage to him.
Okay, I see. So let's see what happens.
Jesus Christ, Sonic Team.
Oh, I see. And it. Okay, and if you don't do that, then his health doesn't go down, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least you got plenty of rings. I was gonna say, probably don't pick up all the rings.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch them. Alright, let's try this again. Can I climb up without the friggin' thing needing to come up? Jeez. Oh my god, I did it again. Jesus Christ.
Okay, where you go?
It's like out by that.
The thing is, like, I never even got to like a single like actual like boss fight in Okami. That's
Oh,
like
yeah?
the bad part. That's how slow the game is.
Oh,
Like an actual like
I
boss.
thought you were like still keeping at it.
Oh no, I just. I mean, in between like this last, like let me put it like this. The last week, I've just been like marathoning like all the Gundam series because
Yeah.
I kind of already got started with it. I'm like, well, I may as well finish. Why not? even though the original context of everything kind of didn't work out. And I mean, I say that, but I'm kind of glad it didn't because, like I said, the one lady, if she's one of these people who like complain about Elon Musk, we never elected him or whatever, it's like come on,
It's like, well, I didn't elect the IRS, so
yeah, I mean,
you guys shouldn't pay taxes.
Well, but you do because if you don't, then
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, there's like multiple quick time events.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like that was it. You said that was. Oh wait, never mind. Second phase.
Nope. Yep. Oh, I guess he needs 2 barrels of water now.
Oh, okay, so it's you're gonna need the 2, and then the last one's gonna be the 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my thing is like, okay, look. I mean, I'm not like the biggest Elon guy. I'm not really a fan of the whole Neuralink thing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of electric cars, and I'm not a fan of replacing Americans with 2 billion Indians.
Yeah.
But the Doge stuff, like no American should be against that. Like that's literally, he literally exposed politicians stealing our money and wasting it on CIA garbage, basically.
Yeah, or if you hear the names of the programs, you're like, okay, so how much money laundering is going on here?
Yeah. So being a Democrat, that you have to be like pro-war, pro-money laundering, pro-intervening in other countries' politics, and
that was
transgender Sesame Street for Iran.
Yeah, and I'm like thinking, I imagine most people who are, third phase. Imagine most people are not like. Most people who are like, the problem is like it's America just imposing itself on other countries.
Yeah.
And and it's also like, this also goes with other stuff like tariffs and I see all this discussion about like people like, we're not gonna see like big giant price drops because it's gonna be kind of painful in the short term. Like, well, I mean, Europe and Canada has always been like leeching off of us.
Yeah. There's so many countries leeching off of us, and like just the absolute level of delusion you have to be on these days to be down with the Democrat agenda is like.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I know that one Wikipedia thing you linked me about, like the mass brainwashing thing. But still, like, we live in an age with, of course, it gets fired up before I get there. We live in an age where like so much information is readily available, and people have more to think about than ever before. That you think like.
I think that just listening to like CNN and really even just network news, like why would you waste time with it at this point?
Yeah, or you think when you do listen to it, you scratch your head a little bit and you're like, wait a minute, why do we need to support Troons reading books to little school children?
Well, my thing is like the whole idea of like format of like network news really is only a thing of like a relic of like cable TV.
Yeah.
And I mean nowadays that's kind of evolved into like now you have like content creators covering the news now.
Yeah.
But even then it's like they still are not like usually said content creators are not necessarily like based and red pilled, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, even without vague those terms mean nowadays.
And then you also have the whole leftist like red tuber side of it too, where they just reinforce the mainstream crap, anyways.
Yeah, and then you have like the Hassans and
Yeah, literally like having terrorists on the show and being like, "Oh, we're big fans of you."
Or the one guy is like interviewing him and he's like acting like, you didn't do your research, you didn't, you don't know your own video. I'm like thinking, like, oh, that seems awfully convenient, to tilt the proverbial seesaw in your direction,
Yes.
Yeah.
for the discussion. So yeah, it's like I just cannot imagine. Um, I mean, I understand people are busy with other stuff, and they don't want to have to. They feel like trying to keep up with like too much work, maybe. Um,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
still
like
like,
I get that too, but it's like I said, you think, just listening to some of these talking points, even if you're just watching like 15 minutes of like, your local mainstream news channel in the morning, you still think some of it would, be a little bit of a head scratcher. It's
well,
like
you say
they're
like,
telling, like, especially like during Biden, they're telling you things are getting better, but prices are going up everywhere. It's like, well, I can't afford anything. So
yeah, well, you say like watching. I mean, really, you don't. A lot of content, at least stuff I listen to, you don't really have to watch. Um,
yeah,
I mostly just I mostly just like listen to stuff.
yeah,
Um, like it's. I think it's gotten to the point where I think a lot of content creators are aware that's what people just do. They don't actually like watch, like actively sit down and watch it, because
yeah,
the fact is
It appears he's come back to
there's a
his
lot of things to do
senses.
now and
I
nowadays,
see.
on a
Well, it's
computer,
your job
and
as
you don't have
yeah,
to
guard the
always be
chaos
like,
emerald
well, I got to
temple.
actually
You
watch the
must have gone
video,
berserk when the
um,
emeralds lost their power.
maybe for like one moment, maybe, but that's about it.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're back. Want some chocolate?
Oh, like friendly or something.
Yeah, I guess we purified him of the dark guy or whatever. So I guess this thing just exists in Sonic China, and, and the Chinese people know about
Say that 3 times fast. Sonic China, Sonic China, Sonic China.
it. By the way, I don't see the moon anywhere in the sky.
And that's the thing that's supposed to turn him into
Oh, I just
Warhog,
saw the
right?
moon. Yeah, I just saw the moon. It is in One Piece.
Oh, now I'm thinking of that one guy, Luffy. Yeah,
Yeah,
Your dinner, Doctor.
he'd just be flying in circles.
oh, Eggman's having a realistic sub for dinner.
Wait, what's that?
You'll see it in a minute. Eggman's having his hyper-realistic sub sandwich for dinner.
Oh, it's like Sonic, the third movie where he's just sitting there, eating
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Just imagine if it was the sandwich or the bread sandwich thing that Ichiban eats in Yakuza 7 when he's like in prison.
What is that?
Well, it's like people made a meme about like how well it was animated.
Oh,
And there's a scene towards the end of Yakuza 7 where one of the villains, he there's like this like Yakuza like these elite funding kind of guys,
yeah.
and he like gets ticked off at him because he's like, and he like grabs him like by their hand, like he grabs him by like his fucking mouth, right? He puts him
Yeah.
against the wall, and the guy takes like he keeps his eye open. He takes his thumb and he literally pops the guy's eye.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah, they like do a gory like cutaway thing, but like
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
thought I wouldn't be surprised if they actually show that in Yakuza.
Well, they show it like briefly, but it's like for one frame, and then
Ah.
he puts his hand on like one of the other guys, and he's like, I appreciate your support, and like everyone's like holy shit,
Yeah.
And for real though, they got that particular character I'm talking about is actually pretty hardcore. Like he has like the best like boss fight theme in the whole game, in my opinion.
Okay.
And it helps that he's like a bit of he's like a major asshole, like to Ichiban specifically. So it's like all right, I finally get to bash this guy in the face.
Yeah, it's like satisfying when you finally fight him.
Yeah.
Isn't there a more efficient way? Some way to, I don't know.
So
By the way,
he's-
just watching Eggman eat that just made me really hungry.
I wasn't really paying attention because I was just like, I was like imagining like the detail like of all that, and I wasn't really like I
For
figured
whatever
like
reason, whenever I see food in a video game, it just instantly makes me very hungry.
I mean, it depends on what it is. Like if it's like just a hamburger, I'd be like, okay, I could make that
I mean,
anytime.
look, because like I don't even like sub sandwiches, and that just made me angry.
Oh, um, like whenever I was like grinding out in Yakuza 6 or Kiwami 2 because of how the
Yeah.
game is, sometimes I'll be like, man, there's like 3 or 4 different Japanese restaurants around here. Maybe I
Yeah.
should, but it's like I don't really have anyone to like invite, so it's I kind of feel awkward to just kind of go there by myself,
Yeah.
because it's like bowling alone.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, like whenever I'm just like even looking at the shop menus in Yakuza, I'm like, oh geez, I could really go for some ramen.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't want to just go off ramen because I feel like that's like kind of common almost. Like you
Yeah.
can just get that like those Maruchan ones at like Walmart.
Yeah.
But you could just I was like thinking, man, just imagine like having sushi, like actual like genuine sushi, and not like
Okay.
like my mom.
I'm not really into like seafood or like I'm a bit of a picky eater. We've probably talked about this in the past a little bit, somewhat, but
Yeah, I told
so,
you.
like,
I think
most
yeah.
yeah, like most things on the menus in the Yakuza games don't really aren't really appetizing to me. So that's why I went for ramen.
Well, I just find it like I mean, there's some things I'm not curious about. Like I'm not like I'm not chomping at the bit for like anchovies because I hear how like disgusting they are.
Yeah.
But I mean, common stuff like sushi I hear about, and I'm like, oh, I hear that seems like it's pretty popular, in
Yeah.
like anime and whatever.
Yeah. But speaking of being hungry, probably
I
gonna
was
end.
gonna, I was gonna say,
gonna
what
end
was that
stream right
about?
here.
What was that about? You're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that this stream was like 90% Werehog too. That was
Well, like,
a little
yeah.
disappointing.
I mean, I didn't see much of the first part. I don't even know like how much of the 2 hours I even jumped in for.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like you're mostly doing Werehog, and I think the problem is the Sonic, like the actual Sonic levels, they go they go fast enough.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
the Werehog
They don't
ones,
last too long.
Werehog ones are like, they're taking the game length and just stretching it
Like,
out.
oh,
Like,
people are gonna love this.
yeah, how long to beat, which I don't even think was a thing in like 2008.
Yeah.
They'll like look a lot. That number will be so much bigger.
Yeah.
Which nowadays, anytime I see like, it depends on the game, admittedly, but anytime I see a game's like I not that I was gonna play it, but like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is like freaking 90 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That one,
what?
if I do play it, I'll probably just like skip all the side stuff.
Well, that's the thing though. Like how depending on how they design the game, it might be like,
Oh yeah.
if you want to have an easy time, you got to do a whole bunch of side stuff, and
Yeah.
and that stuff like that is, I think, kind of paving the way for like, oh, we're gonna start putting microtransactions in your Final Fantasy. You
Yeah.
having a hard time with the final with One Winged Angel at the end of our remake sequel alternate universe timeline. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
Or weird Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
version of Final Fantasy. I don't know. I've never played Kingdom Hearts, but anytime I think about this plot, I'm like, why does this have to be so complicated?
Yeah. I put in maybe like 10 hours into the first one, and I'm like, man, I still don't get it.
Oh, really?
I don't even
I heard-
understand like what happened like up to that point.
I mean, I feel like the first one, it sounds like to me like that's pretty simple, and then it's like the second one when things start getting confusing. And it's only because like technically you're
Well,
supposed to
whenever
play-
I see stuff from the second or third one, I'm like, man, what is any of this?
Well, from what I understand, like the first, like you're technically supposed to play what game is it? Chain of Memories on the GBA or the remake. Thinking about the
Yeah.
original context of the release, because
Yeah.
nowadays all this stuff, having every compilation,
Yeah.
it's it's bad when the compilation like all like the dream drop distance and the
Yeah.
Haven Neon Genesis.
Yeah, you cannot recomplete this game.
Yeah, or like Remind or whatever.
Yeah.
is like they just the only ones that are actually like the full game are like the first two, and
Yeah.
I think whatever demo they had for the third one. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Final
I'm
Fantasy
gonna
and
end the stream here. So thanks to all who tuning in.
Yep.
Catch y'all next time. Hopefully some more daytime stages next time.
Yeah, we need is like a solid 2 or 3 hours of just daytime stages, or because eventually at some point we'll just like okay, you have the PC version of Generations, I'm assuming. So
Yeah.
you can just like download the mod and just be like, all right, I played Sonic Unleashed. Yeah, it's not exactly the same, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
But the reason I don't even play that is just because of the whole like stuttering issue and stuff.
Which I still can't believe that even with like maybe the nature of some PC ports, like they can't knowing how obsessed the Sonic community is, they haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably stream that at some point, playing the new version, the Sonic X Shadow Generations version, because I haven't heard anything about that one stuttering. So
yeah. Well, I don't know if that one has the support for like the Sonic Unleashed mod.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know about the mod support on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I see a lot of moves the Werehog's doing in here that like that one where he's like pounding the ground or whatever.
Yeah. Alright, stream is over.